And we are now also live on the 360 Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel. Finally doing another new episode, even though I sound like a broken record. Blah, blah, blah. Saying it all the time that I'm going to keep doing regular episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I do hope so. Will I? That's a different thing. Who knows if I actually will keep going on a regular basis with new episodes or not. But I thanked all the listeners on Spreaker already, but thank you to all the viewers on YouTube now tuning in tonight. And let's see. First, gonna start off finally talking about IWR, the Insane Wrestling Revolution, the 2026 Kangaroo Cup tournament, of course, named after the legendary tag team, the Fabulous Kangaroos. In Wyandotte, Michigan, at Grizzlies at Sophia's Hall. And my third IWR show there, attending live. And we kick off with a first round tournament match of the Kangaroo Cup. We have the Saint Brothers taking on the Buckeye Brutes, Buckeye Sam and Coach Dutch. Of course, Dutch is blowing the whistle almost the whole match, pretty much. Good match here. I thought this was a pretty good opener. The Saint Brothers, Corey and Chase, very entertaining. Also, Buckeye Brutes, entertaining as well. Is the Saint Brothers, Corey and Chase, picking up the win in this opening match to advance in the Kangaroo Cup. The Kangaroo Cup continues with the CWO representing the A-Team Special Forces. Amazing Nate Manson and Kenny Urban take on the team of the War Machine, Rhino, and Dread King Logan. The CWO picks up the win to advance. And then after the match, Dread King Logan a little bit upset with Rhino having a little bit of a problem post-match. Next up, we have Jake Christ and the headliner, son of a rock star, Dean Hendricks, going up against the Perminator, the IWR United States champion, Sam Beal, and now Timu Hogan, formerly Canadian Knox, of the A-Team Special Forces. And so far, very entertaining. Enjoying Timu Hogan so far. Just in case if you're not familiar with IWR, I talked a little bit about it, I believe, on some of the episodes of 360 where I have talked about IWR shows. Canadian Knox, part of the special, or the A-Team Special Forces for quite a while, and was getting the chance from the IWR crowd at the House of Insanity, Timu Hogan, and then finally leaves the A-Team Special Forces and is now Timu Hogan. And Sam Beal and Timu Hogan get the win here to advance in the Kangaroo Cup. And now we go to the semifinals. Tie or die versus the Saint Brothers. These two teams definitely no strangers from each other in IWR. Awesome match. I would say two of the top teams in Michigan right now, in my opinion anyway, maybe even of all wrestling. Tie or die gets the win to advance. Sam Beal and Timu Hogan now taking on the CWO. Beal and Hogan get the win in this one to advance. And I just noticed, sorry for the audio version because you probably don't know what's going on, but if you're noticing if you're watching on the YouTube channel, I made a little mistake here on the ticker on the bottom. I have 696, but it's 697. And just fix that. Sorry about that. Not that anybody pays attention to the ticker on the bottom of the screen on the YouTube version. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Who knows? Sam Beal and Timu Hogan advance. And then at this time we go to intermission. And when we come back, we have a couple of non-tournament matches. And we have representing the A-Team Special Forces, Aaron Daniels Norman takes on Rodrageous, Sucker Free, Rod Lee. Rod Lee, definitely very entertaining. I recommend that you check him out if you have not seen Rod Lee in action before. Definitely, you gotta check him out. But it is Aaron Daniels Norman getting the win here. Next up, the IWR Old Time Women's Athletics World Champion. Long title name, but I think I got it right there. Leela Hall, who is now once again in possession of her title, takes on Heather Blue, Bet on Blue, and good match between these two. Big fan of both of them, and it is Leela Hall retaining the Old Time Women's Athletics World Championship. Very good match. I enjoyed these two in the ring together, and definitely not the first time they've been in a ring together, but very good match. And the main event of the evening, the finals of the Kangaroo Cup tournament, we have Sam Beal and Timu Hogan taking on Tie or Die, which I mentioned earlier in the little preview or whatever you want to call it of this episode. Tie or Die winning last year's Kangaroo Cup, looking to repeat. Good main event, but we did not have a a repeat. The 2026 Kangaroo Cup Tournament champions, Sam Beal and Timu Hogan. And follow 360 Wrestling Podcasts on Instagram in case you're not already. I do have a video of the post-match interview Kevin Wright inducted with Beal and Hogan. So if you already are following 360 Wrestling Podcasts on Instagram, check that out if you can. Or if you're not following, follow and like and share. Maybe can get some more followers on the old Instagram. But that was the 2026 IWR Kangaroo Cup Tournament. Very entertaining show, just as it always is at IWR, the Insane Wrestling Revolution. But I'd say out of the 3 shows so far in Wyandotte at Grizzlies, I'd say this was probably my favorite out of the 3. Probably the best one so far. And speaking of IWR, they return to the House of Insanity, the FOP, in Monroe, Michigan, September 10th with Aftermath, featuring Maria Canales. That's coming up September 10th. And I apologize if you are watching the YouTube live stream right now, but I will be back in just a moment. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure. Yes, it is September 10th. IWR Aftermath at the House of Insanity, the FOP in Monroe. Maria Canales, Trey Miguel, the IWR Old-Time Women's Athletics World Champion Lila Hall, top-notch Jason Hotch, the new TNA International Champion, all night long, Rich Swann, and Chris Fenn from Slipknot going to be appearing. What's he going to be doing on the show exactly? Who knows, but if you can see, going to try to get that on the video. Hopefully you can see that. Also, let's see, hold that up. Focus on, if I know this only helps for YouTube. If you're listening on Spreaker, this doesn't mean anything, but if you're on YouTube right now, you can see the flyer there. And October 8th, the return to Grizzlies in Wyandotte with Insane Havoc. There you got Rhino, you got Trey Miguel, Rich Swann, Sam Beal, Leela Hall. That's October 8th. But first, September 10th with Aftermath coming up. And the Monroe shows at the House of Insanity are on Triller TV, Triller Plus. And now back on to tonight, WWE Monday Night Raw. And Raw tonight was live from Norfolk, Virginia at the Scope. Definitely a famous venue for pro wrestling throughout the years. Our commentators for the evening tonight, Michael Cole and Corey Graves. We started the number one contenders tournament for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And it is Penta getting the win over the Laredo Kid with the Mexican Destroyer, 10 minutes, 44 seconds. Austin Theory defeated Akira Tozawa with the off switch, 8 minutes, 26 seconds. Dragon Lee defeats Dirty Dominic Mysterio, 10 minutes, 33 seconds. Women's tag team action, Sol Ruka and Io Sky defeat the Judgment Day. 11 minutes, 50 seconds. And Sol Ruka hits the Soul Snatcher. And in the main event of Raw tonight, main event Jey Uso defeats Solo Sikoa with the Uso Splash 12 minutes, 14 seconds. And that was tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw, live from Norfolk, North Virginia. Also, I know it was last week, but I didn't mention on any of the podcasts the passing of the legendary Dory Funk Jr., son of Dory Funk, and of course, the brother of Terry Funk. 85 years old. Definitely a legend in the business. When most of his wrestling career, though, I guess you could say his prime was kind of before my time. But I went back, watched, when I was younger, watched VHS tapes of him. And now, of course, you can go on YouTube, watch matches from his whole career. And did a lot of training as well with the Funking Dojo. Rest in peace, Dory Funk Jr. And that is all for episode 697 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in on this Monday night. Hope everyone had a great Monday. Hope you all enjoyed Monday Night Raw tonight. Thank you very much. Hopefully, should be back tomorrow morning for the Tuesday episode of 360 Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Got NXT tomorrow. Got Dark Side of the Ring tomorrow. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, I believe. And like I said, I mean it this time. I do hope. I'm not promising anything if I will or not, but I do hope to start having more regular episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic instead of just every once in a while. Just, I know I do need to have a regular schedule for podcasts, not just whenever I feel like it just start. But once again, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.